الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك اللهم لا علم لنا الا ما علمتنا انك انت العليم الحكيم اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي اما بعد brothers and sisters in Islam with salutation assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The theme of today's khutbah, which Imam Sheikh Adam will come and deliver it to us, inshallah, is Hukm Sahaba, that is the law of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the law of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this theme of the khutbah of the sermon, we look at maybe some of the things that is happening now. That was what prompted him to talk to us regarding the love of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Loving the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it is something as a legislation upon us which we have no option. It's a legislation upon us that must love the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned in the Quran regarding their status and the status of those who follow who follow their pattern. In his statement in Surah Al-Tawbah, where he said, والسابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار والذين اتبعوهم بإحسان رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه وأعد لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ذلك الفوز العظيم. وأعد لهم جنات تجري تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ذلك الفوز العظيم خالدين فيها أبدا. Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned in the Quran in the surah, in the chapter called At-Tawbah, where he mentioned in his statement that وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ, that the first forerunners, that is the righteous predecessors, because most of the times when we are talking about our righteous predecessors, the first people we are referring to are the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned about them. He said that the first forerunners from the Muhajirun and from the Ansar. Who are the Muhajirun? The Muhajirun are those who migrated from Mecca with the Prophet ﷺ, or after the Prophet ﷺ's migration. They also migrated from Mecca to Medina in the cause of Allah Azza wa Jalla, accepted Islam and migrated from Mecca to Medina in the cause of Allah Azza wa Jalla, for the sake of Allah. Then the Ansar are the inhabitants of the Medina, those whom the emigrants, those who migrated from Mecca to Medina, came and met them, and they gave them the full support for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. They gave them the full support. They assisted the Prophet ﷺ and his companions. Those are the ones whom Allah Azza wa Jalla referred to Al-Ansar. These are names that Allah Azza wa Jalla titled them with. The emigrants are called the Muhajirun, and the inhabitants, the indigene of the Medina, are called the Ansar. Allah Azza wa Jalla was the one who titled those names. He now mentioned about them that indeed the first forerunners from the Muhajirun and from the Ansar, وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ, and those who follow them, who follow their pattern with goodness. Allah Azza wa Jalla testified for them, He certified them that رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُمْ وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ. Allah said, the statement is, Allah Azza wa Jalla is pleased with them and they are pleased with Him. These are seen from this world. Allah Azza wa Jalla has certified them with His pleasure. Allah says He's pleased with them. And part of mother, the symptoms of those of you having Iman in your heart is for you to be pleased with those whom Allah Azza wa Jalla is pleased with. That is why most of the times when we mention any Sahaba, we say, Mother, radiyallahu anhu, or radiyallahu anhum. And we say, may Allah be pleased with him, or may Allah be pleased with them. There and their mother their parents, those who serve to be the Sahaba of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then Allah mentioned that He is pleased with them and they are pleased with Him. And part of what Allah Azza wa Jalla guaranteed them from this world is that He said, وَأَعَدَّ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتٍ, and I have prepared for them gardens, تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ, the gardens with mother beneath which rivers flow under it. Then in that Jannah, in that garden, Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned that mother, خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا, they will dwell in it eternally. They will be there forever. Nothing will move them out of the Jannah, out of the mother enjoyment of the Jannah. ذلك الفوز العظيم. He now said this is an utmost success, utmost mother achievement on them. Sheikh Ibn Kathir, he mentioned in his statement, he said that woe on those who are disliking the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, woe on those either an individual level or in a group level. Woe on those who are insulting the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or disliking them, or having an enmity on them, or any forms of resentment. He now said that in his khutbah written here, he said that وَلَا سِيَّمَا سَيِّدُ الصَّحَابَةِ, most especially the leaders of the mother of the companions. Who is he referring to? The leaders and the most superior of the companions, that is Sayyidina Abu Bakr ibn Siddiq. There are those who love some of the companions and dislike some of the companions. There are those, of course, they say yes, they are pleased with the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, and their mother, the single out Sayyidina Abu Bakr ibn Siddiq, and in fact sometimes some of the families of the Prophet ﷺ disliking them, cursing them, insulting them, or kind of disliking them and having in forms of enmity or bad statement on them. For we ask Allah Azza wa we seek refuge from Allah Azza wa Jalla from this group of people. And these groups of people who are insulting the companions or disliking them, where is there with the belief with the Quran? There is no belief in the Quran. We just mentioned the claim to be the believers, or to be the believers of the Quran, that they believe in Allah's statement. There is no belief in that. That is just a claim. It's an utterance. In their action or their belief, it is contrary from Allah's injunction, because Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned in the Quran that He is pleased with them, and those group of people are not pleased with them. Meaning, there is a kind of contradiction there, and this is an indication that their sense of reasoning and their thinking is indeed upside down. As for the Ahlul Sunnah, those who follow the pattern of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are pleased with anyone whom Allah Azza wa Jalla is pleased with. They dislike anyone whom Allah and His Messenger dislike. Also, they reject whom Allah and His Messenger also reject. That is their status, and that is how it's supposed to be to the believers. Give support to all those whom Allah Azza wa Jalla promised to give them support. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned, based on the hadith compiled by Imam al-Bukhari and Muslim in their authentic book, hadith narrated by Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud narrated the hadith that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that khairun nas qarni, that the best of mankind are my generation. Those who were with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam at the time when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was alive, like the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, both the Muhajirun and the Ansar. The Prophet ﷺ, those at that time are the best generation. Then the best after them are those, and are the nation after them, then the nation after them. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned that Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, who narrated the hadith, he said that he don't know it. Either he, the narrator, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, or the sub-narrators. Either of the sub-narrators mentioned that I don't know maybe that he forgot, whether he mentioned that after the fourth time of ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم, or after the fourth time ثم الذين يلونهم, then the generation after the previous generation. Did he mention that for the fourth time? Say that it is our mother that already is out of his memory, can't remember. These are the one whom the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that they are the best generation. That is the first forerunners, the first predecessors, our righteous predecessors, the first of them from the people of Mecca and from the people of Medina, and those who follow their footsteps. For those who follow their footsteps or their pattern are the best nation. That those are the ones whom they mean. And from the symptoms that someone has iman in his heart, from the symptoms is that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, afwan, from the symptoms that you have iman in your heart is for you to love the companions. Any of the companions, love them. Because Allah Azza wa Jalla has mentioned in the Quran that He is pleased with them in spite of their shortcomings. He said that He is pleased with them. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned, based on the hadith that Imam Muslim compiled in his book, Hadith Anas bin Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, that the Prophet ﷺ said that Ayatul Iman, Hubbul Ansar, that the signs of Iman in the heart of a person is him loving the people of Medina. And when the Prophet ﷺ said that Hubbul Ansar, that does not give you room to insult the people who migrated from Mecca. You really mean all of them. Every of the Sahaba, if you insult any of them, it means there is deficiency in your iman, and Allah will not leave you with that, because you are insulting a person whom Allah Azza wa Jalla is pleased with. Meaning, you are going contrary to Allah's injunction. Ayatul Iman Hubbul Ansar wa Ayatul Nifaq. And the signs of hypocrisy in the heart of a person is Bughdul Ansar, him disliking the people of Medina. Either you dislike them openly or in your heart you don't even like them. It shows that you are a hypocrite. Allah, that is based on the statement. This is a statement from the tongue of the one of mother, from the tongue of the Prophet ﷺ, the one who does not mention anything from his inclination, rather a revelation from Allah Azza wa Jalla. Anytime the Prophet ﷺ mentioned any statement, or you hear a companion, a scholar mention that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned this, it is a statement of Allah Azza wa Jalla, that Allah Azza wa Jalla allowed the Prophet ﷺ to express in his own opinion, in his own way. This is an hadith that Imam Muslim mother narrated. For that, be mindful. It is be mindful of attacking or insulting any Sahaba, any of them, one or two. Make sure you love all of them in your heart and love them for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. For these are the nation, tilka ummatun qad khalat. Those nations has already passed by. What Allah is going to judge you based on your own action, and Allah will not ask you regarding their own action or their shortcoming. Lidhalik, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, insulting them will earn you the wrath and the punishment. Also, it will push you into destruction. For Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal also compiled an hadith with an authentic chain, hadith of Anas ibn Malik or Abdullah ibn Abbas. All the same hadith was narrated from the two Sahaba. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Man sabba ashabi," that whoever insults my companion, he means any of them. Whoever insults any of my companion, فَعَلَيْهِ لَعْنَةُ اللَّهِ وَالْمَلَائِكَةِ وَالنَّاسِ أَجْمَعِينَ. May the curse of Allah Azza wa Jalla and the curse of the angels, and also the curse of the universe, be upon that person. The scholars of the translation of the transmission of the ahadith translated in two forms, that either the Prophet ﷺ is cursing them directly or the Prophet ﷺ is making supplication to them. Meaning, if you insult any of the Sahaba, Allah's curse is going to be on you. Also, the angels will curse you. Also, any curse that any person lay on anybody, that curse will also affect you. Lidhalik, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, we should be mindful of anything we are uttering regarding to the companions of the Prophet ﷺ in an individual level between yourselves, man. between yourself as we being the ordinary people, it's not even good for you to mention a bad word on the person, let alone the companions whom the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that mother law that in his statement that la tasubbu ashabi, don't insult my companion, any of them, for فإن أحدكم لو أنفق مثل أحد ذهبا, for if any one of you should feed, give from what he has, every of the provision that Allah bestows upon him is sustenance, for him to spend his wealth amount to the mountain of Uhud, spending something like in form of gold, not even cash or kind, for you to spend something like gold which will amount to the mountain of Uhud. He said that Ma adraka mudda ahadihim. If you're spending something amount to the mountain of Uhud, gold amounting to the mountain of Uhud, it will not even be equal with a mudun nabi, one measurement that a companion gave for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. He now said that in fact, not even that, wala nasifa, even half of it, you will not get the reward that they who spend half of the mudun nabi spend for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. لذلك, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, we should be mindful of our statement with the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has right upon us, and part of the right they have upon us is we seeking forgiveness for them. Regarding their shortcomings, because no one is 100% perfect. In one way or the other, you must definitely have a shortcoming, because you are not an angel whom Allah Azza wa Jalla made it incumbent upon them to obey Allah Azza wa Jalla. For that, part of the right they have upon us, seeking for forgiveness for them, then also being pleased with them, because even if you refuse to seek for forgiveness for them from Allah Azza wa Jalla, if you are not seeking for forgiveness, Allah Azza wa Jalla has already made supplication for them in the Quran. Also, if you refuse to be pleased with them, Allah Azza wa Jalla in the Quran has already mentioned that He is pleased with them, and He means all of them. Also, seek Allah's mercy for them, because already Allah is merciful for them. You seeking for forgiveness for the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you are indirectly making supplication for yourself, because whenever you utter a good word, supplication for your brother, the angels are also there to also say that much, and you too. Likewise, also saying radiyallahu anhum wa anhum. Even if you mention that or you didn't, Allah is already pleased with them. Likewise, Allah is already merciful to them. Regarding to seeking for forgiveness, which I mean that Allah is already seek for forgiveness for them, and Allah has already forgiven them. Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned in the Quran, وَالَّذِينَ جَاءُوا مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لَنَا وَالَّذِينَ جَاءُوا, and those who came after them, after the companions, both the Muhajirun and the Ansar, Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned that those who came after them, they used to say, رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لَنَا, O Allah, forgive our shortcomings, وَلِإِخْوَانِنَا, and the shortcomings of our brothers, الَّذِينَ سَبَقُونَا بِالْإِيمَانِ, those who preceded us with mother faith. وَلَا تَجْعَلْ فِي قُلُوبِنَا غِلًّا, O Allah Azza wa Jalla, do not allow resentment, hatred to dwell inside our heart regarding or towards the believers. وَلَا تَجْعَلْ فِي قُلُوبِنَا غِلًّا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا رَبَّنَا, say, O Allah, إِنَّكَ رَءُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ, indeed you are the most kind, and as well you are the most merciful. For that, my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, we need to make supplication for our seeking for forgiveness to our mother, for our companions, and for the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also, we will have to be pleased with them, and again seek Allah's mercy for them. Then we must also love them full-heartedly, and as well we should always praise them. They also have that right, that in a way that anytime they are mentioned, we say sallallahu alaihi radiyallahu anhu. Anytime we mention any of their names, radiallahu anhu, or radiallahu anhum, or radiallahu anhuma. It is legislation upon each and every one of us for us to imitate or to follow their pattern in their action or in their utterance. Also, we should avoid, abstain from any forms of busting into what happened among them in forms of like a kind of trials and tribulation that happens or kind of controversies that happen among them. We should avoid busting into it in a way that it will lead us to insult a particular group and as well praise some particular group. We need to abstain from all those things. Also, we must also believe that indeed the Sahaba, may Allah Azza wa Jalla be pleased with them, are righteous servants of Allah Azza wa Jalla, and Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned in the hadith narrated also by the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This is a direct speech of the Prophet Sallallahu of Allah Azza wa Jalla. The direct speech of Allah Azza wa Jalla, which He allowed the Prophet Sallallahu to utter. He now said, Allah mentioned in that statement, "Man adali waliyan, faqad adantuhu bil harb." Whoever his mother is having enmity with my righteous servants, both the companions are inclusive and those who follow their pattern. Allah Azza wa Jalla said that I have declared war against that person on the day of resurrection. In fact, from this war, we will test it before we even reach the day of resurrection. As our Imam is around now, inshallah, I'll leave the floor for him. But with this hadith of Bara ibn Azib, that he mentioned that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned regarding the people of Medina, that no one, meaning Allah, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned regarding all the Sahaba, that no one will love them except the believers, and no one لا يحبهم إلا مؤمن ولا يبغضهم إلا منافق. No one will love them except the believers, and no one will dislike them except the hypocrite. If you have a sign of dislike in any of the prophet, in any of the companions, it shows that you have an element of hypocrisy in your heart. For the Prophet said that men ahabbahum ahabbahullah. Whoever loved them, who Allah loved that person. Or whoever loved them, Allah will love that person. وَمَنْ أَبْغَضَهُمْ أَبْغَضَهُ اللَّهُ. And whoever disliked them, who Allah disliked that person. Or whoever disliked them, Allah will dislike that person. Either He's giving us information or He's making supplication against the hypocrite. We ask Allah to accept it from us.